Parker Solar Probe. What to study? For prelims, features of the probe. For mains, significance of the mission. Why study Sun and the Corona? Context. NASA has launched the Parker Solar Probe, the space agency's first mission to the Sun, that will explore the Sun's atmosphere and its outermost atmosphere, the Corona. The project, with a $1.5 billion price tag, is the first major mission under NASA's Living with a Star program. About the mission. What is it? NASA's historic Parker Solar Probe mission will revolutionize our understanding of the Sun, where changing conditions can propagate out into the solar system, affecting Earth and other worlds. Parker Solar Probe will travel through the Sun's atmosphere, closer to the surface than any spacecraft before it, facing brutal heat and radiation conditions, and ultimately providing humanity with the closest ever observations of a star. Journey. In order to unlock the mysteries of the Sun's atmosphere, Parker Solar Probe will use Venus gravity during 7 flybys over nearly 7 years to gradually bring its orbit closer to the Sun. The spacecraft will fly through the Sun's atmosphere as close as 3.9 million miles to our star's surface, well within the orbit of Mercury and more than 7 times closer than any spacecraft has come before. Goals. The primary science goals for the mission are to trace how energy and heat move through the solar corona and to explore what accelerates the solar wind as well as solar energetic particles. Parker Solar Probe has 3 detailed science objectives. Trace the flow of energy that heats and accelerates the solar corona and solar wind. Determine the structure and dynamics of the plasma and magnetic fields at the sources of the solar wind. Explore mechanisms that accelerate and transport energetic particles. Why study corona? The corona is hotter than the surface of the Sun. The corona gives rise to the solar wind, a continuous flow of charged particles that permeates the solar system. Unpredictable solar winds cause disturbances in our planet's magnetic field and can play havoc with communications technology on Earth. NASA hopes the findings will enable scientists to forecast changes in Earth's space environment. Why do we study the Sun and the solar wind? The Sun is the only star we can study up close. By studying this star we live with, we learn more about stars throughout the universe. The Sun is a source of light and heat for life on Earth. The more we know about it, the more we can understand how life on Earth developed. The Sun also affects Earth in less familiar ways. It is the source of the solar wind, the flow of ionized gases from the Sun that streams past Earth at speeds of more than 500 kilometers per second, a million miles per hour. Disturbances in the solar wind shake Earth's magnetic field and pump energy into the radiation belts, part of a set of changes in near-Earth space known as space weather. Space weather can change the orbits of satellites, shorten their lifetimes, or interfere with onboard electronics. The more we learn about what causes space weather, and how to predict it, the more we can protect the satellites we depend on. The solar wind also fills up much of the solar system, dominating the space environment far past Earth. As we send spacecraft and astronauts further and further from home, we must understand this space environment just as early seafarers needed to understand the ocean. Facts or prelims. The previous closest pass to the Sun was by a probe called Helios-2, which in 1976 came within 27 million miles, 43 million kilometers. By way of comparison, the average distance from the Sun for Earth is 93 million miles, 150 million